going to be speaking about the case of Robert Roberson.
Robert Roberson.
Death row case of Robert Roberson.
Robert Roberson.
Back in 2002, Robert had a 2-year-old daughter named Nikki Curtis. Nikki had been struggling with serious health issues since birth. On January 31st, 2002, Robert says he woke up to find little Nikki unresponsive after she had fallen from his bed. He rushed Nikki to the nearest emergency room in Palestine, Texas. Nikki died the following day. The police chief and investigators at the time were convinced that Robert was responsible for Nikki's death. Without much of an investigation, they concluded that Nikki had died from shaken baby syndrome. Robert was arrested on capital murder charges, tried, and sentenced to death. At the time, Robert's lack of emotion seemed suspicious to investigators, but what they didn't know then was that Robert has now been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, which can affect how someone grieves and expresses their emotions. The science behind shaken baby syndrome is, well, shaky. In fact, many scientists have since debunked the condition altogether. Because of this, at least 34 people in the US convicted under the shaken baby syndrome diagnosis have been exonerated since 1992. That means they've later been proven not guilty and let out of prison. That's 34 people who have faced the tragedy of losing their child, only to be accused, arrested, and sentenced for their death.
I think if it would have been properly investigated more, we wouldn't be here sitting here now probably.
And perhaps most surprisingly, the lead detective, who was so suspicious of Robert from the start, has since come forward and said he probably got it wrong.
Robert is an innocent man.
In fact, he met with Robert on death row and expressed regret and guilt over not having properly investigated the case.
I'm convinced we did the wrong thing.
All that being said, time is running out for Robert, whose execution was initially set for October, but was put on hold. A new execution date can be given at any time from now. And if you want to find out more about Robert's case, you can visit my YouTube at the link in bio.